This tale takes place when dodos and Tasmanian tigers were living in an illusional harmony on extension land. The king, Sehet, was a Tasmanian tiger, as it has always been for centuries. We cannot actually remember when it has been different and if it has ever been different. Tasmanian tigers were occupying the highest positions. Leaders, ministers, generals, teachers, engineers, doctors, etc. Dodos were told how to behave, what to believe in, what to wear, what to eat, that their ancestors were savages, that the dynamic of this society was how it should be. Tasmanian tigers are ruling and dodos following. On extinction land, dodos were whipped, insulted, reduced, brought to silence. No one knew about their part of history but the kings. Like dodos never had one before Tasmanians. A part of extinction territories was known to be forbidden. This story starts there, on one of these mountains of the forbidden territories, in the cave behind the waterfall. A dodo woke up after 200 years from hybrogenic state. His name, Osiris. The hybrogenic, similar to the cryogenic state, was done maximum for 20 years, but for Osiris it went differently. The first Tasmanian tiger king made sure that all the dodos in hybrogenic were killed during their sleep. But as Osiris wanted to wake up behind the curtain of water of his favorite waterfall, his body was never found. When he woke up, he felt quite weak, lost, and jumped through the curtain of water in the waterfall basin as it envisioned it before his hybrogenic. With his heart filled with love, light, and joy, he ran to his native city, where he was thrilled to meet his beloved relatives, but couldn't find anyone. The city was deserted. Confused and hungry, he ate tons of his favorite fruits from the Smaitawi tree, which was giving enlightenment to the dodo, back then and now to him. Enlightened, he felt life energy miles away, decided to follow his journey toward this energy. Since he couldn't connect to any others as it used to be, he thought that there were no more dodo alive apart from him. Strangely, he could feel dodo's energy, but couldn't exchange or connect. He ended up in a city, the capital, where he was hoping to find answers to his multiple questions. At the entrance, he crossed dodos, but felt something was off with the energy. Suspicious, as he crossed Tasmanian tigers everywhere, mistreating dodos around. Uncertain, he decided to wander to learn more. Before his hybrogenic state, 200 years ago, the dodos were ruling, and only 2 Tasmanian tigers got the privilege to be close to the dodo's king. Except from those 2, no more were found in extinction territories. He explored the city and saw this young dodo sitting and came closer to her. She was sorting seeds for her boss when he sat next to her and tried a telepathic connection. But it didn't work, so he started a conversation.
Dear sister, how are you doing? What's your name? And my name is Osiris. What years are we in? I just arrived from the mountain Kemet, and after long hours walking and eating some Smaitawi fruits, I realized there were no more young plants. What happened?
The young dodo looked at him disconcerted, thinking that he was making a fool out of her.
My name is Isis. I am great, thank you, but your jokes aren't funny.
What jokes? I'm serious.
We're in the time of Sehet, 10th generation of King Het I, and you can't come from Kemet. It is one of the forbidden land, and if you had eaten some Smaitawi fruits, you would not be able to be here, as it is known to be deadly for us. Plus, I'm working now, so don't want to be whipped. Leave me alone or ask if you can work.
What are you talking about? I'm saying the truth. I'm really coming from Kemet, actually. And who told you it was deadly? It is known to be the enlightening fruit for us, dodos.
Are you crazy? Okay, you might have been eating those fruits hearing what you're saying.
The boss, hearing some noise, came out and shouted at her, "What are you doing? Why are you laughing and who is this dodo?"
Husarios. My name is Husarios. I might be the reason why she laughs. And I would love to work for you.
The boss, surprised by the confident energy and answer from Osiris, but happy to get some more employees, just ignored it and hired him. At the end of their day, Osiris mentioned to Isis that he had no place to live and asked her for help. He was a dodo, a strange one, but still a dodo, so she decided to help and brought him to her courtyard. Few months passed, their relationship evolved, and the trust was installed. His enlightened capacity were coming down due to their food and the way they were living. One night, tired of poisoning himself and running out, he went to collect some smitawi fruits, to have some at home and be able to feed himself with a bigger amount, to not lose his capacities. While he was hiding his stock, he got cut by Isis. Seeing the fruits in her house, she panicked and was ready to call the guard when Osiris begged her to not do so.
Sis, hi sis. Do you trust me?
No idea if I should, but I do. Why?
I've been eating those fruits since we met. Look at me. I'm healthy and would love you to try this fruit with me.
No, it is already difficult for me to hide you, but me eating this, I don't want to end beating up until I pass out and stay in jail for 14 days without eating.
Please, Isis, believe me. Trust me. Just this time, I won't ask it anymore. If anything happens, I will take the whole responsibility. I swear.
Isis' confused thoughts.
How come they always said it was deadly for dodos, and he has been eating this for almost a year?
She took a few minutes and answered back.
Okay, I will try for the trust I have for you.
Osiris, happy, decided to do the initiation to the proper way, as it was the first time for her. He brought her outside of the city, in a clearing of the Forbidden Land. Isis, terrified, followed him. They arrived in this beautiful clearing where Osiris installed her and started the ritual. They went through the whole rite. Isis ate the fruits and experienced enlightenment. All her history came back in her mind, and she felt all the plants, the trees, the lands all around. It was so intense that she fainted. Osiris carried her home and waited for her awakening. When Isis woke up, shaken and erratic in her thoughts and words, Osiris held her in his arm, knowing the process himself and the feeling it brings. After a few days, she got her balance back. She talked to Osiris.
Osiris?
Yes, Isis.
We should share, spread the word, and awake the dodo community.
And how so?
By giving more and more and more rituals.
No sooner said than done, the awakening community grew. It was whispered around the whole town. It went so viral that even Sehet heard about it, and this brought panic into his heart.
Oh my god, who is the Hosarios? I must stop this group effectively. If it goes viral, we lost. They will get revenge, kill us, genocide us, and enslave us. We need to start a vendetta and look for those seeds, those groups.
One of Sehet's general named Sabak found out and heard about this group and wanted to know more. He was curious and believed that the dynamic of his society and the way Tasmanian tigers were treating dodos wasn't right and should be different. So he decided to face and confront Hotsarius, and both went into a talk.
I am Sbou, General of the King Army. I'm investigating your group, but to be honest, I am curious about your dogma.
It isn't dogma, just a natural way of life. We can all live together. There's no need to have one group suppressing the other one. That suppression is negative for everyone.
While talking, Hotsarius connected himself and asked the tree how it could bring enlightenment to the Tasmanian tigers. After receiving an answer, he shared it with Sbou.
There's a way for you to receive the enlightenment. Would you like to try it out?
Sbou, led by his belief and curiosity.
Yes, let's do it. How does it work?
Go to the forbidden territories, harvest this plant and find me. To this clearing, when the sun comes down, then we will proceed the ritual.
That night, the reality of Sbou changed. The enlightenment brought him the knowledge that we were lost to damnation, to despair, if we were mistreated in another living creature. That killing another was spiritually deadly to the killer. That they should live in harmony, respect and celebrate the differences, which were helping to grow to the divine. That love was highly powerful, the power. From then, Sbou played double game and was, during the day, keeping the king informed with fabricated reports while spreading the enlightenment news to his community. The movement went wider quite fast, so the enlightening souls went too. The king was losing it.
I cannot understand that my best investigator can't find out this rebellion touching the dodos, and now my peers too?
The word invades the heart of his own court. It was too late. It was too late. The rain of Sehet was falling, but he wouldn't let it go. One day, one of his conciliars told him about the enlightenment, that there were no advantages to treating dodos that way, that they should live all together in the same rank, that he could go through this ritual himself. Sehet went to an intense anger.
Damn it! Get him! Get him now!
No one reacted.
No one is moving! I said get him! You don't take the order of a king?
He stood up and took his sword.
I do it myself. I will kill you now with my sword. You!
As killing mistreated another living creature, living being, could not even come to an enlightened mind, they encircled him and took him with his wife and children to the ritual's clearing. Forbidden to be imposed, but as an exception, they did it and took him, them, went through the ceremony, the ritual. His wife and his servitors went through the ritual and came back from this dark place where they always lived. But when it came to Sehet and his children, the fight was deep, extreme, but changed nothing.
Dear tree, the entity, why does the healing not work for Sehet?
The confusion was so deep in Sehet and his children that the enlightenment can't touch them. They must have to go through the ritual several times, and even then it might not work in this lifetime.
Why doesn't it work for me or my descendants?
Sehet started to look for answers and question himself, but this feeling of being superior and having this complex couldn't leave them.
The community decided to keep him, help him to reach the state of enlightenment, but it never happened in his life. To Sehet and all of his descendants. 4 generations after Sahat couldn't reach the state of enlightenment, we asked ourselves, is it a genetic defect? Might there be a curse? Will the bloodline of all Sahats all over the world ever be healed? To become enlightened, empathic, loving and caring might only work for us, dodos. Dodos, Tasmanian tigers, and all creatures on this planet are living together in harmony. Understanding that differences must be celebrated, that love, sharing, connection, empathy, and being your true self is the essence of life on this planet.